I'm Aliana Amora.
I'm Leila Lene.
And I'm V Florence.
Me and Leila are sisters, so we met when she was born.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's basically the story there. I actually saw her come into this world, so
Yeah.
I mean, that's a cool story of how we met, if you want to go that deep into being related.
Me and Ollie are best friends. We met in 6th grade.
Yeah, and so we're seniors now, so like going 6-7 years, basically. We met in 6th grade. We had all the same classes and everything, but I was like super shy.
She wouldn't talk to anyone.
No, I was very much like, I was very lonesome on my own.
And I tried to crack her. And then one day we had a field trip to a bowling alley, and
it was actually on Leila's birthday. Funnily enough.
And she forgot her socks.
Because I was wearing like these little slip-ons. I was obsessed with Toms, if you know those shoes. Like,
oh my god, the ones with the little cats on them.
Yes, yeah, I had like the navy blue ones, and I had like 4 different pairs. Like, I just would go through them. But anyway, I was wearing those, and so I had to bring socks on the field trip, and I like left them in my little locker, and we were on the bus, and she was like, "Ollie, you forgot your socks," and that meant something to me.
Yeah.
And so then we were like kind of inseparable from that point on.
Mm-hmm. She ran back to get her socks, and then we sat together on the bus ride, and the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Like, individuality, like, I feel like everyone...
That's a good one.
Yeah.
...is just being themselves and dressing how they want to, like, mismatched patterns, colorful tights, everything like that.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I liked the printed tights for a while. I'm not somebody who could pull that off, and I feel like that's not a casual thing to wear. Like, I would not wear that to school, but I did like I really like the printed clothes, like graphic, like, you know that one art style, it's like collage, where they print stuff out and it's just a bunch of different things layered on top of each other. I liked that in clothing a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I think that like the non-coordination is definitely big right now, and I like that. And I don't know, I think another favorite of mine is like the little mini belts. I think they're so cute.
I like that.
And like kitten heels. I know so many people hate on them, but like they're adorable. Leather, fur, pops of bread. Those are always trending.
Yeah.
Those are always in.
I'd say my favorite artist right now, like, I'm gonna say this and a lot of people are gonna be like, I don't know, like, I just feel like that's the vibe. But Dean Blunt, I feel like I just like how, not experimentational, but like his music almost doesn't seem like something that should be popular. Like, I've like tried to get people to listen to him, and they like say it's a piece of shit, but I don't know, I like that in music when like it doesn't sound right.
You know what's really
almost
funny? Angel tried to get me into him. I just remembered, and I hated it.
I love Dean Blunt. Like, I love him so much. And I don't know, I guess I would say experimentational a little bit, because just like the sound is very different. But yeah, I don't know about favorite song. Maybe PJ Harvey cover, is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Leila, you kind of put me on to Dean Blunt. I won't lie. That was Leila.
I didn't mean to be a hater.
For me, I've been listening to a lot of Nicole Dollanganger.
I love her.
And I feel like the reason why I like her is she's very hard to like replicate. Her voice is very high pitched, but not annoying in a way. It's very hard to replicate. Her whole vibe is like super cool.
Yeah.
I think my favorite song, Executioner or Mean. Those are 2 really good ones.
I like Mean. Brooke actually came. She's like second best friend, and she knows it. Like, she's my solid number 2. But she like came to me one day. She's like, I was stalking Leila's earbuds, and she's listening to Nicole Dollanganger.
Dollanganger, I think.
Dollanganger.
I just looked it up.
Whoops. And she was very impressed. The car.
stops are falling out.
Oh my god. That's it.
That's amazing. Okay, go.
My favorite band, it's very recently that I got into them, but it's 07, and they have a lot of like different artists that come and sing on their songs, and I really like artists like that because you'll be listening to the album and every different song sounds like so different. They're very experimentational. I would like compare them to Portishead or Radiohead. um, I think that it's really cool that they have this like techno beat sometime with like a jazz instrumental. I think like mixing two very like different genres is really cool. Um, and I'm in jazz actually. I play vibraphone, and sometimes they use that in their songs, and I think that's really cool. Uh,
That's one thing I liked about being in band is being able to like pick out the instruments. I don't know, cause like I'll be listening to songs and I'm like, oh, that's xylophone, and then compared to like a slightly different percussive instrument, I can tell the difference.
exactly.
And it's like a little, not party trick, because it's not even that like cool, but just like to me, I'm like, okay,
people
I
that
can
are
do
like
that.
not musicians like get so annoyed with me because every time I listen to a song I'm like, oh, that's trumpet, that's saxophone, sounds so cool.
What? Yeah, one time somebody showed me a song. They're like, I really like the trumpet here, and I was like, that's a trombone. And they were like, okay,
I can't win.
I can't win.
Yeah.
You're a film, Leila. You're a film bro.
Wait, can I say a spoiler? Yeah. That made me think about Into Smile 2. Me and Araya were watching that, and it was crazy.
I
Like
haven't
it
seen
was
either
so
of
much
those
more
movies.
I know, I
graphic
want to, though.
Sorry, continue.
than the first one. It was so bad, but there was like points that were like not even real. Like she thought this whole sequence of events were, this is a spoiler, but like that she thought they weren't real. And every time the like scene would turn upside down before, and I thought it was just some like cool cinematography thing that they were doing, like,
Oh.
but every time
yeah.
before everything was not real.
Mhm.
Like, and I didn't realize that till after I watched the movie.
That's
And I
really
think
cool.
that's so cool.
One thing I like about horror movies is like incorporating like the thoughtfulness behind it is like I read this article at one point about how horror movies use different frequencies to trigger your heart rate to like spike it.
Yes.
So like sometimes it's not even the music, they're like playing an actual frequency
That you
like
can't
in the movie
hear.
that you can't hear, and it's like making you anxious. And
Yeah.
that's like, can we curse? Okay. Sorry. I feel like that's low-key fucked. Like,
That is fucked up. Like,
that's mean.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Every movie that I watch becomes my favorite.
I'm the same way.
Like, I just watched Dinner in America.
I love that movie
Last
so
night.
much.
It was so
that?
good.
Yes.
But I do really like Pulp Fiction. I think their like dance scene super famous, super cool. What's
I-
another one?
I bought the
Oh.
soundtrack to that movie on
Yeah, I
CD.
saw that. White Oleander. I could talk about that movie for hours. It's so good. The symbolism is crazy. I need to read the book, but it's super good.
What was that one
Really love
movie
it.
about the French girl, and she's like going through and
Oh.
finding those like missing people or like missing IDs or something?
Amelie. She was
Amelie?
Amelie.
Emma-
I don't know. It's
She's
so
this
good.
random little this random little French girl, and she finds a book of like, what is it?
Yeah,
Like,
she's trying to find this like guy. I think I need to rewatch it.
it was
but-
so confusing because I walked in like kind of at a point where you needed context to
Mhm.
understand it up until that point. But then I watched the rest of it, and it was like, it was so good. And she's like freaky. She's a freaky little girl, and she like messes with all of the people in her workplace, like tells them different things to get them to like connect in different ways. And I thought that was cool, like how they used that as like one of her, like, to care, I don't know, like
Yeah.
as like that they built her personality that way.
I love coming of
yeah.
age films. Those are my favorite.
me too.
Especially
Yeah.
like Perks of Being a Wallflower and the Garden State, he's like in his 20s, like late 20s, but it's still like very much a coming of age. And that's actually what got me into 07. They play In the
Really?
Waiting Line in that movie.
There's this one movie I'm thinking of. It's not coming of age. Actually, it's in a way it is. It's about AI. It's called After Yang, and it's this family, and they have this Chinese adopted daughter, and they buy it's like a fake person, like it's like a robot, like a live-in, like her older brother, basically, to be her older brother. This other like Chinese model of this like line of AI people, and then it's him, like he malfunctions or something, and they go through this whole journey of like unlocking his like subconscious and like who he was before he was programmed to be her older brother. Like he was a completely different person, and they reach a point where they realize like he had a consciousness at one point. And I found that really cool because I don't remember I don't remember the end of the movie, but I just remember it being like cinematically incredible. Like it was so beautiful, like the way they shot it, and they used light a lot to like portray different emotions and different feelings. Like the characters, like the light in the room, like the shapes of the light in the room, not even like color, which is a very common thing in movies to use color and lighting, but it was more like the shapes and like what the light was doing.
Wow. That reminds me of I Saw the TV Glow.
I haven't seen that yet.
It was so confusing. Like, I did not understand what was going on most of the time. I'll admit, it was a little too artsy for me. But
I like the soundtrack. What's that one song?
So
Anthems of a 17-Year-old Girl.
Yeah.
The cover from that movie by Yule. It's like Yeule. I got into her because of that cover. But
yeah,
I think it's one of my favorite covers of that song. It's a really good song.
That movie was really pretty.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, Bones and All, too. That one
I love that movie.
So good.
I really like this question because me and V are on the opposite end of where Leila is right now, because
we're seniors.
And
I'm a freshman.
Yeah. Me and her go to the same high school, which is crazy. It's my favorite thing to see her in the hallway. But me and V have never gone to the same high school. She goes
the small, tiny school in Carl Junction.
Yeah. But I would say, like, honestly, I say this and I like want you to hear it as like advice, I guess, maybe. High school, I feel like everybody joins as like especially like us moving around all the time, because we grew up, like, our dad was in the military. We were never in the same place for more than 2 years. This is the school I've been at the longest, and I came into this school like not knowing anybody, and it was all of these different groups of people, like cliques, like, and it felt so hard to try and go any which way, because everywhere I went I was met with like that bubble of people, like they'd already built that around themselves. But over time, like, that does not withstand in high school, and I don't say that to be like pessimistic. For me, like, going into it was kind of a hopeful thing, because I didn't have any friends, and so I wanted friends, and so I just feel like you can't put too much pressure on who you're going into high school with, because at the end of it, you're going to be with completely different people. And that may not stand true for everybody, but it's a pretty common truth. Like, people, like, that maturity jump from 14 to 18 is insane.
It's insane.
And you are a completely different person. And so those people that you align your values with, that's going to shift, because you're going to shift and you're going to change. And so it's like, the people around you aren't everything, and you will find the people that hold your values like close to their heart as well.
For sure.
And you shouldn't like you said earlier, trying to be somebody else and trying to like live by the means of how somebody else does. Like, you don't live like true to your own values, because you're so focused on like what other people are doing, and so you stray from that path you're walking or whatever. And it's just important to like find yourself, which sounds really cliche, but that's kind of what high school is about. Like, you're finding your own path. Like, you have a group of friends and all of you are going to go to different colleges. It's like kind of dead set. So it's just like establishing who you are is the most important, I feel like. And even if you don't know, you'll have some inkling, and that's what you should follow.
I think it's very different for me. I've went to the same school my entire life, except for preschool. So I've always known, like, everyone around me, except for, like, the new kids. I was never the new kid. And there's, like, good things about that, for sure. But I think that you can never really, like, connect with someone new, or, like, you can't just go up to someone and be like, oh, tell me about you, because it feels like you've already known them. And I feel like lately I've been talking to all these people I've gone to school with for 12 years now, and it's insane to see how different they were than I really thought them to be. I had so many ideas of these people because I've seen them for so long, but I don't actually, like, know who they are. And I think it's important to, like, remind yourself of that. Like, obviously, like, don't judge a book by a cover, but it's so true. Like, everyone has so much behind them. And I think another thing that I, like, advice that I would give is you are going to meet, like, a lot of people you don't get along with. Like, a lot of people, or that don't get along with you. And I think the best way to get around that is just to, like, not let it bother you. You can't have everyone like you all the time. Which, like, as a people pleaser, that's, like, hard for me to. But I think, like, distancing yourself from, like, the people that don't like you, because, like, you have to remind yourself, like, do I even like these people? They don't need to be in my life then. Like, really, like, just try to surround yourself with your favorite people and the people that show you they care about you. You don't need to have so many connections when you could have a few really good ones.
Yeah.
And when things start getting difficult with people, like, you don't have to make it a big thing. Like, don't ever wait to do something about it until it gets to be this big fight or argument. I think it's always better to just, like, distance yourself and think about it, or communicate if you're really close with them first.
Yeah. I took the microphone back because I had something to say on that. People are gonna talk, especially in a school like West. Like, you said, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, there's so many people there. That's all you have of so many different people. You only have, what other people say about them. And I've gone through so many, like, instances where I'm like, oh, there's a whole book behind you. Like, there's so much more depth to this person than I thought. Like, I heard this about you, but hold on, like, you had this reason and you had this reason and you've gone through this. And it's like, nothing is, like, don't take anything for face value. And honestly, like, again, with aligning yourself with certain people, you can't base your opinion on other people based off what other people say about them.
Yeah, there's always another side to the story.
There's
always.
And there's so much depth to you as a person.
I've been in this school district since I was in 6th grade, and I was very weird. I was very much an outcast. People are always on social media, so they're always, like, exposed to, like, new ideas and, like, new styles and different people, and I feel like going into high school, a lot more people are open to that and more mature, and so, like, people who didn't like me or thought I was weird, like, are more open to talking to me.
I get along with people this year that I never thought I would ever talk to, like, at the beginning of high school. Like,
Honestly.
especially, like, my number 2, Sophie. She's, like, friends with all the very, like, what you'd call popular girls, like, very athletic, and I'm very much on the other side of that. And it felt like this, like, big division between, like, the two groups. Like, especially when you watch all, like, the high school movies, like, where they're all, like...
The cliques, yeah.
Yeah. It's so, like, it's like a war between, like, band kids and it's really not like that. Like, everyone, I don't know, especially when you get to the last year of high school, like, I like who I like, personality, way more than, like, what they do.
I want to hear Leila talk some more.
I mean, I think to answer the question, I would say I've learned to put myself out there. Like, I've become more social. I talk to new people. I answer questions in class, and I think that's the best thing that you can do for yourself, because people are going to get to know you more. Just, like, be yourself and put yourself out there, I think is my biggest, like, thing I've learned.
To like put it metaphorically, like those bubbles exist, but like pop your own bubble and let
Yeah.
other people in.
Yeah.
That's so true.
That's a really good way of putting it, actually. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm Ollie.
I'm Layla.
And this is V.
Thank you for watching.
We're signing out.
Bye.